Now, meron po kayong 13.9 confidential and intel and extraordinary expense. Now, dapat po, kung ako pong tatanungin, with this amount, kaya niyo po sigurong mag-tap ng network of intelligence para alamin kung sino-sino po talaga itong mga taong nanggugulo sa loob ng Masungi Reserve. And you can use that money with that 13 million, that's a lot of money, para alamin sino-sino itong mga grupong ito, and then ipasa niyo po yung information na yan sa PNP, sa Army, sa Navy, sa Marines.
Yes,
Bakit po hanggang ngayon, hindi niyo pa rin po maturo-turo kung sino, who are these people behind sa panggugulo diyan sa loob ng Masungi, at sino-sino itong mga armed groups na gumagala-gala dyan, na up to now, even while we speak, nandoon pa rin po sila ng gugulo at namamaril, at they fire randomly, at nangaharas po ng mga tao nandoon sa paligid. So please answer po, Madam Secretary.
thank you very much, sir. With all due respect po, as you know, I am just newly confirmed in this position. These past events occurred not during my time po in this position. However, we have obviously deferred at this point to Secretary Benher Abalos on his request and on his offer to actually conduct the investigation as to what is going on po talaga po in this area. There are some initial findings po, and we are working together with the group of SILG in order to come up with a list of, how do I say, of participants in these types of activities in the area. At this point po, I'm not at liberty and we do not have a full knowledge as to who these personalities are. However, there is a history, there are names, and I'm deferring at this point to the investigation that's being conducted by the police po, in terms of identifying the characters and taking the necessary action.
So what's the status of the investigation being conducted by the DILG na naipasa niyo po sa kanila? Sabi niyo kasi po bago lamang kayo sa inyong posisyon. At by the way, bago din po ako sa Senado, pero I know for a fact na kapag meron kang pinasa na trabaho mo naman yon sa another agency for help, dapat you should be on top of that.
Yes po.
Whatever that pinasa mo doon sa agency na yon, like the DILG in this case.
Thank you very much po. I will be meeting with Secretary Benher Abalos shortly. As you know po, I have just arrived from being designated by the President as head of delegation to the climate change negotiations. And so I don't want to have this type of conversation really remotely with the Secretary. So we are due to meet po, and definitely if the next cabinet meeting we will be meeting. I will be seeing him there po, as with your brother po, si Secretary Erwin, who is my seatmate in the cabinet meeting po.
Okay. The MOA was entered into by DNR and Masungi. DNR now saying MOA is illegal, so mali ang DNR in entering into this MOA.
Sir, at this point po, the nature of the MOA and the history of the MOA is what we are trying to finally establish. There are conditions that were stipulated and terms that were stipulated in the MOA that really contravene certain provisions of our Constitution and other types of legal declarations. So at this point po, we will put forward what has been the developing opinion that that instrument will have to be revised somehow if we are to continue with this kind of arrangement with the group that is currently in possession of this area.
Okay. So with that, ang gusto ko po, by next week, malaman ko po namin kung ano na po ang sitwasyon ng kaguluhan dyan sa Masungi, kung kailan po yan ma-address, kailan na po natin mapalayas yung mga armed groups dyan po sa loob ng Masungi, na yung report na nakarating sa akin, just imagine, M16, M203, meron sila, samantalang yung ating mga pulis, pagpupunta dyan, naka 9mm lang, they are outnumbered, and they are, of course, pagdating po sa puwersa, pagdating po sa firepower, sila po ay talo. So I need to know who are those people. Kaya po kanina, tinalakay ko po yung confidential funds ninyo na sana po magamit nyo po yan para alamin sino-sino po itong mga grupong nanggugulo unless kung ayaw nyo po talaga malaman. Hindi po kayo, sabi nyo bago lang kayo, baka meron po kayong mga tao dyan na matagal na po dyan sa DNR na maaring kasabwat, maaring friendship, maaring loko-loko na kayo po'y binubulag o kayo po'y nililigaw.
Please be assured, Senator Rafi, that we will be getting to the bottom of this and we will be submitting that report to you. We would like this to be formal and therefore we will base it on the report from the DILG po. So very respectfully, we are also wanting to get to the bottom of this issue for final resolution. Thank you very much po for your questions. We hope that this will in fact advance and accelerate the investigation that is going on po.